Hi Star Babies, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. Today I wanted to kick off a new series which you guys have requested quite a bit, and it is a rising sign series. And since I always start with the first sign, Aries, I'm going to go backwards. So we're going to start with Pisces today. I'm hoping to make these videos pretty condensed and just give you a general idea of what you can expect from each rising sign. So let's jump into Pisces. And I have my computer here with my notes because I don't want to ramble. You know how I can get. The first thing I notice about Pisces rising is the eyes, which first of all, if you think about any water signs, or when I think about them, rising signs, I think about the eyes. You can always tell with the eyes. There's a certain intensity and storminess to Scorpio rising eyes. There's a sensitivity and almost like they're on the brink of tears, innocence, sweetness, openness to Cancer eyes, and there is a dreaminess and a fish-like quality to Pisces eyes. Never meaning to offend anyone, but they're usually very large and very round, and they're like searching for answers and they're searching for magic. I just get very childlike, dreamy, big saucer eyes from Pisces rising. They often have lighter hair. Even if it's a brown, dark brown hair, it's going to have a lighter caramel or like a more luminescent quality, and very often wavy hair. I just think of mermaid hair, and that's one thing that I do notice about Pisces rising is they just have pretty lovely hair, and it's wild but not in the Leo sense. Like, it's not usually huge and full of volume and poofy. More so it's shiny and sleek and almost like they're moving in water. And they often have very luminescent skin. Their skin almost looks like it's lit from within. They're just mermaid people to me. Demi Moore is my favorite, possibly, example of a Pisces rising. She's just a mermaid woman, and she just looks like she belongs in the ocean. And to me, she looks artistic. She looks almost she's very youthful and childlike and playful in the way that she dresses. She has very big, open, beautiful eyes, and she has amazing mermaid hair. So to me, she is like the Pisces rising woman. Pisces rules the feet. So it's kind of interesting when we talk about the zodiac signs going from Aries to Pisces. They basically starts at the head and goes down to the feet, because Aries rules the head and Pisces rules the feet. So if you see what I'm saying, the zodiac signs go down the body. So Pisces rules the feet. So Pisces rising will usually have something particularly interesting about the feet. They'll either be very big and kind of like flippers, or they're very delicate and small. And same with the hands, usually very like nymph-like, very like narrow, kind of beautiful nymph hands, you know what I mean? I also find that Pisces rising oftentimes have a very full and or large mouth. They just kind of have fishy features in the most beautiful way. So they have big lips, a big mouth when they laugh. I often find with Pisces rising that their noses are a very subtle part of their face. They usually don't have statement noses. And by that I mean their noses are usually quite flat, and they can even be on the wider side, but they're not like a sharp, angular, aggressive nose. It doesn't start right here and jut out. They're usually more flat to the face, going with the fishy aquatic theme. Fish unless you're a swordfish. I guess you could be a swordfish, but yeah, usually a flatter, kind of wider, smaller nose. Like I said, they have delicate hands, rounded fingers, oftentimes short fingernails because they're so creative. They usually need to be able to have their hands to be doing things they want to do, and they can be dreamy but also sometimes anxious, and so oftentimes they'll bite their nails or bite their hands. So they usually can't keep long crazy fingernails because they're just too creative, and also just it gets in the way of things. Their style tends to be quite experimental. Like, again, Demi Moore, she has kind of an artistic hipster style that she mixes with bohemian and sometimes mixes with classic. But they always tend toward the side of artistic or bohemian. They would be open to changing their hair color, wearing lots of jewelry, wearing larger, more drapey styles, mixing masculine and feminine energies no matter how they identify. They look fantastic in silver and moon tones. Turquoise, moonstone, think about all of the ocean shades. They look wonderful in those stones and those tones. And like stormy grays, like a green like this would look wonderful, just any kind of ocean tones. They are not generally very, very tall people, but they're not stocky. They're not wide, heavy looking people. They often look taller than they are to me. They have long bones and can tend toward the sinewy, thinner side. They have long muscles, long, lean legs. They're those people that can be found hanging with many different groups of people, transitioning between different groups of people, because they're like chameleons. And they're pretty good at navigating different personality types and different vibes. They're really good at picking up on vibes and picking up on social cues for the most part, and just kind of knowing how to navigate different circles. Just like their style, they are in general highly artistic people, highly creative people. They always sort of give off some sort of bohemian aura. They're kind of the people you would ask like, hey, do you work in entertainment, or do you work in like, you don't work a 9 to 5, do you? Or if they do, they probably don't like it. They're highly sensitive people, so that's one way to kind of identify them. If you find someone who seems to be picking up easily on energy, someone who is sensitive to energy, who might be sensitive to sound at times, or emotionally sensitive and empathetic when others might not be. They're just highly emotionally evolved people. They also have an amazing gut feeling about things, and they use their heart as a compass. So that kind of can be seen as overly sensitive, but really they're just very familiar with their own feelings. You also might see a Pisces rising person get kind of overwhelmed in a crazy social scenario. They enjoy being social, but it can't be too insane. They can be very overwhelmed because of all the energy that they're picking up on from all the people, and if they're just not in a place that day to be wild and crazy and loud and social, it's going to be very overwhelming for them. So yeah, that was my quick brief on Pisces rising people. I hope that you found this useful and that you enjoyed this series, and I will talk to you again soon. Mwah! Bye guys.